Hello. I've never done this before. Welcome to the Hotbar Hot Pods Tide Pods podcast. I'm just camera shy. I'm nervous. We've never done this. I've never done this. Adam's also Adam's never seen that wall. That's Adam Wolf, everybody. Adam's, this is his career. He's done this multiple times. We have a really ghetto setup. We have a bed sheet.
It's not great.
It's a bed. It's not a bed sheet, by the way. That's a bed
spring.
Bed spring.
Box spring.
Box spring.
Things like that.
We're about to box.
We're
about to box one another.
We're about to box. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Hotbar podcast. It has been, Meech, and I know you told me not to look. I looked. Okay. How long it's been. And I'm your host, Adam Wolf. It's been a while since we've done this, so please, my apologies. And with me, the man in the flesh.
For once. I am real.
Dimitri. He exists. He is the true.
The man, the myth, the legend is right here in front of you.
Saying. If you guys are wondering what the hell this is behind us, that is my box spring that I don't need. I've had it since I moved into my new apartment. I know I said I was going to do a apartment tour.
Sean's going to be really upset.
I was going to do an apartment tour, but I wanted to get this thing out of here first, and that hasn't happened. So I do have storage. I'm just lazy, and I don't have a truck, and I'd rather not ask people to do it for me. But, whatever. So we're back after a hiatus of, would you like to know?
Yeah, I fucking year and 3/4. I don't know. It's
almost a year.
Oh, I figured. Almost a year?
June.
I thought it was actually over a year. God damn.
No, it's been 10 months, so to speak, more specifically.
Jesus.
That we've done a podcast. And
we have
a good reason.
Well, the last one we did was like COVID times. Not that COVID just vanished.
True, yeah.
It's still COVID.
It was. And the last one technically we did was Siva. And I will be putting, now that we're back into it.
No, we did one. Mm-hmm. Was that the one with him?
Yes.
Oh.
It's the one I never put up.
Oh, the one where I apologize about COVID? Remember? The intro? Is that one?
Maybe.
Oh, wow, maybe that one.
Maybe.
Okay. I don't know. It's been so goddamn long.
I don't know. I'm going to have to put it up, though. I will finally put that up. And you guys will be seeing this, of course, on YouTube. And you'll be hearing it on SoundCloud and Spotify and iTunes. And so hopefully you guys stuck with us. I know it's been a long time. We haven't really said anything.
Hey, but, we're trying something new here. We're the goal of the future of this podcast, I guess, is to hopefully do it in person, because everybody does podcasts in person. It's just way easier. Not everybody, but it's a more organic feeling.
Yeah.
You can see us actually get hammered in person, and I think that's the best experience anyone can ask for.
So if you're new to the podcast, obviously, again, it's been a year. So if you're new to the podcast, we come on here. We take some of our favorite drinks. We talk about them for a second, and then we talk about video games.
We can actually do that now. We can show the drinks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hopefully get sponsored.
In my chalas.
Right. Speaking of that, it was a pretty bad intro. Well, not sorry. It was a great intro.
No, it wasn't a bad intro.
I need to go get another brewski.
Yeah,
so
that's even better. It's just it's right behind us.
Right, exactly. So here we go.
So later on, the setup will be a much better scene eventually. I plan on getting a folding wall behind me and to block out all that sunlight. Obviously, that's what the box spring is doing right now. But yeah, this whole format was basically so that it was a little bit easier to edit the videos. And you can see my feet. I know it's gross. Ew. And I liked editing the videos that we put out earlier, but it was a lot of work, and trying to do my stuff over on my channel, and we're both lazy. So trying to do my stuff and then trying to do this stuff, it's just a bit more difficult. This would be a lot easier. I plan on actually editing in some of the things that we're talking about on the screen as kind of like an overlay in here between us, kind of like right here. If there's a news story, I'll just put up a screenshot or something of it. And then later on, we have I had this idea. I'm running it by Meech, and we'll kind of work with it. But we're figuring we'll have 2 screens of our own, one for me, one for him. At some point, maybe not in this situation because they'd be kind of close together, but any particular stories that each one of us wants to talk about, we'd have our own screen to show it, and then we could show that on camera and zoom in and stuff like that, so that way you guys can see what the hell we're talking about. Because we're obviously going to be looking at it on our phones, and being that I already have 2 Chromecasts, it'd be easier for me to just throw them into the monitors.
Does that TV come with Chromecast built in?
It has its own. It's the WebOS sort of shit that Samsung came up with. It's not really Chromecast, but you can cast to it if you want. Specific applications like YouTube and shit.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of. I mean, if we wanted to share videos, it's primarily what we would use it for, anyways. Yeah. But that is kind of the gist of it, right? We want like another platform so we can also show you guys what the hell we're actually watching, because a lot of podcasts like. They talk about what they're showing, and they're like, oh, let's throw it on, and they're like, for 2 minutes, it's the guy's like, oh, that's so cool, and you never know what the hell they're watching because they never show you.
Yeah.
So we want to actually show you guys also as we're watching it real time to give our actual reactions. So.
Also, this is a comeback podcast. How long do you want this thing to be?
I don't care.
There's a lot to talk about.
Well, there's a year went by.
a year's worth of stuff to talk about.
So COVID happened. The world is still on fire. We're still recovering. Mm-hmm. We survived getting vaccinated.
This isn't, and we're not sitting on either end of the couch just because we work together every fucking day. Right. So we're not worried about getting COVID because all the guys we work with are clean.
Right. And they're all like half us are getting vaccinated, so we're good on that end too.
We're just sitting this far apart because we're not fucking gay. So
well,
you gonna tell me something?
I was just gonna say how soon we're getting shut down.
I ain't afraid of no ghost. So
I didn't want to be famous anyways.
No, we're sitting this far apart just because it's more comfortable. We can kind of have our arm room and stuff like that. And again, I thought of the idea with the monitors. And
listen, if you had a separate couch, I'd be sitting on that fucking couch. Okay.
Well, I've got a lazy boy over there, but it wouldn't fit in the shot.
Doesn't matter
because it's too fat.
All right, enough bullshitting.
Yeah. Anyway, to get onto the drink.
Right, that's what we start with.
Okay.
Right, sorry.
Yeah. No, I think the last few episodes I didn't ask. So let's get back to form here.
I think in like 3 episodes we kind of actually asked, and then we were just like, yeah, what the fuck ever.
Yeah. So Dimitri, what have you chosen for today's episode?
Well, I got myself a Blue Point toasted lager.
Blue Point toasted lager.
It's a Long Island style lager, smooth, balanced, classic. From, and I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this, Patchagoo, New York, and Baldwinsville, New York. So they're local. It's a local brewery here in New York. It is a amber style sort of lager, 5.5%, and it is it's pretty tasty. It gets the job done, people. So I recommend it. Let's rate our beers. Oh, something new. All right, here we go. I'm gonna, on a scale of 10, I will give this one. I give 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
6. Okay, yeah. Give him a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. It's good, but it's I've definitely had better amber ales.
Yeah.
All right, Game of Thrones there, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I've got 2 of these now. You're welcome to have one.
Right. Well, I'm a savage.
Yeah. Wow. So what I'm drinking is, I think I've had this before on the podcast. It's called Leif, Leffe. It's a Belgian beer, again, just like Stella Artois. I'm going with the Belgians because they know how to make fucking beer. This is actually Leif Brune, I guess is how you pronounce it. And it's a brown, obviously. They also make a blonde. I don't know the alcohol percentage. The bottle's in the back, but I love this.
The people, Adam.
I love this beer. Meech knows I drink it a lot, along with the Stella and our specific flavors of Omegang that we enjoy. I picked up some Rare Voss and stuff like that.
Love that beer.
Yeah. But this one, rating this one, it really is tasty. And I'm
be honest, don't
quite
give some
biased.
Yeah, but
I would say an 8 for sure.
Okay. Not
a perfect beer, but
for a darker beer, I can see that. I've had that before, and it is actually quite tasty. Good. So if you are a dark drinker, hey, a drinker who enjoys darker beers, then there you go. Give it a shot.
Hey, if you like dark anything, I guess. I don't know. Let's move on.
Yes.
So,
what the hell do we even do on this podcast?
I don't know.
I don't know anymore. What do we talk about? Video games?
I already lost my phone.
Nice. So while Adam Wolf is looking for his phone that he lost,
My phone.
your couch ate it. Yeah, it's been a goddamn year, people. So it has been a
Found it.
there has been a lot of stuff that we have missed that everyone has probably already known about. So obviously we can talk about the past, but I don't think anybody really wants to talk about the past too much.
No.
So we're trying to focus more on within the last, at least whatever I guess is in 20. I don't. By the way, I'm completely blind. I don't know what the hell he's about to ask me. So
well, it's funny because
kind of like the regular format. So
as a segue, perfect segue. You know who doesn't like talking about the past? Sony. Sony recently announced, not released. They don't release anything. Not even the PS5. They announced.
Says the fucking PS5 owner. By the way, there's an update.
They recently announced that they are shutting down the servers this year to the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita, and have no solution to preserve any of the games that exist on those platforms. Now, obviously, physical copies exist. Okay.
Sure.
So you can still play those.
So like every online aspect of that is just being erased, just gone.
The stores are getting shut down. I don't know about the online.
Okay.
People are assuming that the online capabilities of some of those games are just going to be kaput, because they've stated that the stores are going away. So any games that are digital only,
right,
and you haven't purchased them, they're gone. If you purchase them, you'll still be able to download them. But recently, the biggest concern was people being able to patch games that do exist. And there have been some situations where people try to patch their games and they're not working recently. And we're just thinking, hopefully, it's just a server glitch. But as of right now, it's an assumption because Sony isn't saying shit. They're just being tight-lipped about the whole thing and letting people just hate on them. And I'm hating on them. I'm like, are you fucking insane? Sony and Nintendo are the worst companies to try and preserve their games.
I was literally just going to bring that up, too. Yeah. Nintendo does that shit with, the last instance that I can remember was when I owned the Wii. I mean, I still have the Wii, but I clearly remember, trying to, years later, obviously, since I've owned it, just for shits and giggles, I was like, let me go in the store or something to see if I can even get onto it, right? And it was just totally down. And I feel like that's what most... Here's the thing. It's obviously everyone's going to get upset about it, right? Because one, all those diehard fans of all those old school consoles, they never really want that shit to die, right?
Yep.
All the PS3 owners, there's people out there that collect consoles, right? And
there's one right over there.
Yeah, right, exactly. So maybe they don't play them necessarily every single day,
right?
Obviously, but it doesn't mean that they don't enjoy going on and still seeing the fact that maybe I can go on right now and use any online aspect of that console. But lo and behold, I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, right? We're moving to everything new is coming out, and what are you going to do with they can't afford to support the old shit, right? Right. It's not in their best interest because they know that, all right, this year again, one fucking huge thing that sucked is every scalper on the planet is just ass raping us with just buying up every console, every graphics card, everything. So no one can get their hands on any product. Besides the point, but it just, in these scenarios, it sucks because there are still people with PS3s who have never had it, even owned a PS4, right?
Right.
And they were so hyped on oh, maybe I'll get a PS5, whatever. Wrong.
Yeah.
And now Sony goes, oh, by the way, we're ending support for the online store and all this other shit. Yep. So it is a sour note, but at the same time, I get where they're going because it's not just Sony. Xbox is going to do it. Nintendo's done it in the past.
Well, Xbox, Microsoft's the only one actually trying to preserve their past. They don't have as much of a storied past as Sony does. Their first console was the original Xbox back when the PS2 came out. So Sony had already had a generation ahead of them.
True. Yeah,
and let's be honest, Xbox doesn't have the largest library of exclusives, but
true, very true.
They are the only ones who said, hey, guess what? You get an Xbox Series X or S, you can play all the way back to original Xbox games. They're the only ones
is crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is the kind of shit that makes me really feel for the old days. Because with the PS2, I've got one sitting over there. PS2, PS1, Wii, Nintendo,
Do you like PlayStation?
NES, NES, any of the old. Pick one. They don't require an internet connection. They never did. Any physical media you put in that thing, it'll play that game.
Right.
And you never have to worry about that.
A point to that, right, is also like look at the way that video games have just developed like over the years, right? We've now mainstreamed this whole idea, and I fucking hate it because we were talking about this recently, where there are big AAA titles that are coming out right now that require an online connection to play, right?
Outriders.
Exactly. There you go. Why? There is literally no reason. If this is all right, I know that one has co-op and shit, but like if you can play a game that like you develop that is single player only and it has other aspects of online, sure, whatever. Have your online shit, but if you just want to play the game alone, which I guarantee you like 90% of people do, why require this connection to play anything, right? Because back in the day, look, like you just said, pop the fucking CD in, and you're off. You're playing. You don't need any, any weird thing.
Yep.
But then, of course, as time went on, it's literally a changing of the times that we all have to get acquainted to. And in some scenarios, it is for the best of us because, again, with the cloud and all this online shit, it's like, cool, I can have this saved, and like I don't technically need my CD to play this. Like I can go over to Adams right now, and if I had that, if I had my game saved on whatever, the PS5, like I can load my profile.
It's really cool. We were literally talking about Genshin Impact.
There you go, right. And I don't need to like load up his file. I can actually play my file on, while I'm at Adams. So there are really cool features, but at the same time, it's like, why not just implement both, right? Have the goddamn feature when you launch the game. It's like, hey, what are you doing today? Do you want to play online, or are you playing with yourself? So,
yeah, and that's yes, you made a good point. Outriders, of course, is a co-op game for the most part.
Right.
However, you can play by yourself. And there have been games in the past with this situation where you can still play by yourself, but because and strictly single-player games, but because they have some sort of, they need the cloud save, they have some sort of leaderboard in place, you need an internet connection, and it's so detrimental to be able to preserve games in the future. Granted, okay, PS4 is going to be supported until maybe almost as long as the PS3. The PS3 is just going offline, and it's been...
I was literally just going to ask.
15 years. Yeah. 2006.
So, again, right, that's insane, by the way.
Yeah.
To keep support for a console for 15 years.
So we have to give Sony that credit.
Right. Again, and I understand why people are getting sour about it, but, like, guys, it's like, it just comes down to this point of, like, not everyone is going to, I guarantee you if you look at the numbers of people who own, like, the PS3 and active players compared to the PS4 right now, obviously there's way more PS4 players.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to, I won't even bat an eye and just, I just know that for a fact. There is. So it just, again, it makes sense. And it does suck for some people who are in a situation where, their PS3 is their main console and that's all they play. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's sad because I found myself actually going to that one website that Josh suggested to me, dkoldies.com, and you can go on there, you can purchase, find, I should say, and purchase games all the way back to PS1 and all the way up to PS4, which is kind of insane. They don't have PS Vita on there, though, which is weird because Vita had physical discs. And so there are websites like that, and of course eBay, that you can use to buy old games, and that's fine. But as Yang actually mentioned, the guy Chinese me or whatever he is, you guys keep calling him Asian Adam. They think I sound alike. I don't sound anything like that guy.
I think hold on. I'm trying to remember who that is.
It's
right
the
now.
Asian guy with the glasses and
everything.
Yes,
yeah. Okay.
And like he said, physical media physical media is finite. Digital can be preserved. into the future if they just give us an option. And yeah, okay, fair enough, they have PS Now, but as a user of PS Now, it sucks for first-person shooters. Anything else is fine, but the input latency that's there just to play a first-person shooter like Fallout or Doom, even. I tried Doom 2016. It's not good. You're at least half a second of input delay, and it sucks.
Wait, versus what?
Versus local play.
Oh, okay.
So, like, obviously, if you play locally on your system, it's instantaneous. But when you're playing over a clouded system, this one in particular, it does not play well with first-person shooters. If you got a third-person RPG, it's fine. You don't need, like, amazing input latency for that. You can have a little bit and deal with it.
Right.
But for first-person shooters or even third-person shooters, forget it. You're not going to compete at all with this kind of system unless they do something about it. Right. And I've played locally right here on the same internet connection that I know is really good, and it still has that input lag. So I'm like, I can't do first-person shooters. But that's the only way they've offered so far. That's $60 a year, which is a great price, but you don't get the entire PlayStation 3 library. You don't get the entire PS2 library, which also exists on there, and you don't get any of the PS1 library. So they're not offering a positive alternative to them shutting down these stores. The Vita, they just forgot about, even though it was a fantastic system and well received. They just dropped it. They were like, we're not making games for this anymore because we don't believe in it. And the PSP, there's no way to play any of these games unless you emulate.
No one had that fucking shit. Let's be honest.
That's a lie. Okay, I've got mine, and listen, it is fantastic.
Their handhelds did not hold up, unfortunately. We're gonna have to give that shiny golden star to Nintendo.
It didn't hold up because Sony didn't support it.
They never supported it. Yeah.
That's the problem. But to this day, I'm sure you'll be interested to know, there are still developers developing for the PS Vita.
I'm sure there are, but like
indie developers, that is.
Well, exactly right. It's like there's fucking developers for the NES out there, right? You know, I mean, you're always gonna have that niche little like group of people who like fell in love with like a certain system or whatever, and they will like till they die. You know, that will be their like relic, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, the best fucking thing that I've played, and to me, the best system that I've ever owned still is a goddamn Nintendo GameCube. Right? Yeah. A fucking perfect system, dude. And as like a little kid growing up, I could not have asked for a better... Like, I grew up with Nintendo. I never actually had any... I never had an Xbox or a PS2. Or... Like, those were the only two options. But at the time when I growing up, I guess, yeah,
that's what it was.
What it was. But I was straight Nintendo, and I got to tell you, man, I mean... Literally, like, as much shit, like, GameCube definitely didn't have the best library, no shit, but it wasn't really that. It was, like, those gems that it did had that were, like, you can bring that shit, like, yo, I'm bringing the cube, and people were like, yeah. They were like, yeah, you are. Because, like, no one's going over to anybody's house and be like, dude, we're playing the PS5 tonight? Like, for, like, and there's, like, 4 dudes coming over. It's like, nah, dude. No one's doing that with fucking Sony or Microsoft. It's all Nintendo.
Not
Nintendo
anymore.
Nintendo makes the...
I'm going to say not anymore because PS2 and Xbox Original both had... Every console back then they had multiple controller support, local co-op, because that's all there was.
Right.
Now there's nothing.
Now there's... Yeah. One thing that I want to touch base on, which you said earlier, and well, not you, but the Asian version of you said it, apparently.
Why?
You know.
Stop.
Just going to let it keep going.
Stop.
As I take a sip, hold on.
Take a sip. A cup of sip.
I think that he said this, right? We're going back like 5 minutes here. He said that physical is finite, where digital can be preserved forever, almost.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know if he said the second part, but it's basically, that was the sentiment.
I kind of have to argue that in a sense.
Okay.
Right? Because if you think about it, and like, digital is digital. You can save that shit onto a million USB sticks, onto a hard drive, in the cloud, whatever.
Yep.
Sure, right? And in that sense, I understand, right? It is actually, it's infinite.
Yeah.
But here's the catch, though. You have to keep up with it. God forbid, what if all of a sudden, like, all of your shit's corrupted? Like, same day. I mean, obviously, the probability of this happening is, like, 0.
Pretty much nothing,
right?
Yeah.
But... or like a fucking EMP went off.
Yeah.
Like right there.
We wouldn't be doing
and
this.
fried all your shit. you're all of a sudden your finite shit or your infinite stuff is gone.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas some digital things will still last, right? Because like
physical,
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell did I say? Digital.
Digital. Yeah.
Sorry, physical. Because like I'm just trying to like imagine, like the only thing that like for any Xbox, PS2, fucking even the GameCube, whatever, like a physical CD of something. The only way that you can fuck that up is if you literally damage it or scratch the shit out of it or anything, right? As far as I know, like over time or anything, nothing's gonna happen to that CD.
Nope.
Right? You can preserve that forever. That is, again, nothing's forever.
No.
Right? Nothing's forever. But like in the terms of like a physical thing that can like that can last if you were to maintain it, there are things in physical form I feel like that will outlast things in digital.
Absolutely. And if there's one disc that is going to do that, the Blu-ray will do that, because the Blu-ray you can take a nail to in the back and it won't scratch it. Like, it is some hard plastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's made of, but they did a fucking awesome job creating that disc.
Whale skin.
Whale skin.
No, I swear to God.
Are you? No, you're. No.
I'm kidding.
No. It wouldn't be transparent, that's for sure.
That'd be awful. Yeah, remember all the whaling that we did back then? It was actually to make your goddamn Blu-rays.
But I will say that I do feel privileged to have the PS2 and the PS3 in my possession. I think it's a little shitty that a lot of the games, even if they're physical media, may not work in the future. It's possible. I think we are probably more safe in terms of the PS3 than we are the PS4, because there was another problem that people came up with where somebody had tested this out. What if the CMOS battery, the little battery on the motherboard,
right,
died? What if it died? And then they took the servers offline. That battery has something to do with the internal clock of the system, and if that internal clock cannot sync up with whatever servers it's supposed to, your games are fucked. 100% done. Yeah, and I was baffled. I'm like, you designed your system in a way that if one tiny component, it's literally this big.
Well, it's literally like a fucking, what the hell are they, like a D or some shit? I don't know what the fuck they.
It's a flat.
Like this small.
It's a flat battery that you find in like
2 cents at Walmart, like whatever.
And so if that dies, because the CMOS battery does what it does, which holds the memory of the BIOS and everything in the motherboard, and it can't connect, dude, your digital media is gone.
You know how funny that is? Like, we're so far ahead in technology in certain things, and yet still to this fucking day, even every motherboard that's coming out, we're like, hey, you know what? Hey, put it in a goddamn battery.
Put a battery.
Put a fucking 5-cent battery in there, and to completely,
for some reason,
to fuck your shit up later down the road.
It doesn't make sense.
What?
Now, obviously, this whole problem is years down the road. I mean, we're talking PS3 is getting shut down 15 years later.
Right.
That's unbelievable. And there are options for people out there, if you're willing to put in some of the work. There are options that you can use to play old games, like PS2 games, together with people, like as though the servers are still up. There's a program that way back when I used to use it, X-Link Kai. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No.
But you connect your system to your PC, and then your PC acts like, if you got Wi-Fi or something,
almost
it
a server?
acts like a server, and then you change a few things around, at least in the program there. On the PS3, it's probably a little bit more difficult. You got to change some network settings around. But you basically set it to go to see the server, because, like PS2, for example, was peer-to-peer, so it didn't matter. Whoever it connected to was the server. And people have been playing games that way. PS2, Xbox original, people play their games that way.
Actually, yeah, you bring up a really good point, because like another, I feel like we've been talking about the same fucking topic forever, but who gives a shit?
We're back.
We're back. Yeah, again, the rambling of like, not really that like, but recent events, but
in better quality.
Whatever. Yeah, true. No, but that you bring up a good point, because like even though all these old consoles are like quote unquote dying off or whatever, like, and it not only the PS2, we're seeing it like you just said, every console, like all these people, like the diehards, there are people out there literally using their own or they're building separate machines to use as servers to host, their own servers to play certain like old games with their buddies or whatever. They're like, yo, if you want to, it's almost like LAN, but not LAN. I mean, you basically trick everybody's system into thinking that they're going LAN, but it's not actually LAN. It's via internet, because that's basically what me and Siva did back in the day for RE5, where we had a legal copy of RE5, and
you didn't hear that, or did you?
And we had to figure out how to play online. I didn't hear a goddamn thing, and we again, through the power of the internet, found this thing that was like, hey, basically trick your computer into thinking that you're on the servers, and it's like, there's always going to be a way to get around all this shit. That's like, it won't be the official support of whatever company or whatever console it is, but someone out there who's a diehard will get past that shit, and they will make it a reality.
Well, that reminds me of when I played on people who took World of Warcraft and reverse engineered it to make their own private servers. I've played on some of the most phenomenal private servers I've ever, like, legitimate.
Oh, and
you want to play
Classic? Fucked them?
No, yeah, well, okay, that's Nostarius. That was a very unfortunate situation, and Blizzard, what a bunch of cocksuckers. But there are way more private servers than you think.
Oh, no, there are, yeah.
And I found one for Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and they were spot on. They weren't like, you kill one thing, you get 50 levels. No, this was legitimate. You grinded out the expansions. It was amazing. And so something similar is happening with the old systems, PS2, Xbox Original, PS3. I'm sure PS3 has some workarounds that some people have figured out. Notoriously a very difficult system to develop for. So, the PS3 emulator for PC is just getting off the ground. Like, it's taken that long.
Yeah, actually, you're
very
right.
Complicated piece of hardware.
Right.
The cell processor. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? So, there have been people working on this, and people are very smart, but it's just sad that Sony, literally, companies like that who do not condone piracy, who absolutely hate it, are giving us no other option than to pirate their shit. Right. That's the biggest conundrum here, is that they're shutting down their servers, but they're not willing to give us an option. People will pay you to keep those games.
Right. Right. Well, are you done?
No, I have more, but go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, the worst thing, and like, we were speculating this, when the fuck did the PS5 actually launch? Like
November,
right? Of
last year.
Oh, okay, okay. So I remember, we were at work, like, just talking about, like, what do we think it's going to be? We're like, what are the features it's going to have and whatever. And dude, the PS3, the OG PS3, was the only one that they released at launch, I'm pretty sure, that was fully backwards compatible.
Yes.
You can play PS2 and PS1 games.
Yes.
Why in the fuck have they just refused to make there's this mentality of, like, you know what? We almost need to choke out, like, our old systems and force everybody into the new.
Yep.
Because, like, that's going to be like, I get it. Yeah. All the newer games are fucking going to be all fancy, flashy, bullshit, whatever. But how hard is it to literally make a console that is fully compatible with all of your generation of games? I mean, not
at all.
Fuck, like, people were speculating too, right? Like, all right, in the PS5, make it have 2 different CD slots, right?
Yeah.
Have one for your new gen shit, PS4, PS5, and then have a second slot that's PS3 2-in-1,
yeah.
right? Like, that would be the best fucking selling console on earth, without a doubt. It would. I'm literally saying that, like, I know hands fucking down, because people would see that. Also, you have to price it relatively, in a sweet spot, sure,
yeah.
But
that's why software emulation is good.
Well, right, exactly, because again, right, or do fucking that, right?
Yeah.
There's already software emulators of other people's who have done amazing software emulator work for your old consoles that you guys just refuse to support. do that. Have a portion of your next gen console be, hey, just click on fucking, have it, make it, everything is a fucking app now. Click an app, be like, hey, I want to play PS2 today.
Done.
Click the app, boom, every fucking PS2 game in history is on there.
Yep.
That you can load up. Fuck, you can even download it on your computer by your on your own and fucking put it in there.
PS1 and PS2 emulators are fantastic.
Right. So like, it just blows my mind that like that was never an option, and obviously it's to do with money. Because it's not.
Of course.
It's the development time is way too much for them. It would ass fuck them for the amount of time they would need to develop that, because they have to keep in mind, like, oh shit, we're not only doing like the new gen stuff to make it look all fancy and, you know, top of the line, but now we have to incorporate like old hardware into our new gen stuff. So
right.
I mean, I get the like where it's a pain in the ass, but like it can be done.
Yeah, it can be done, and they've done it. They've done it before, like you said, with the PS3. The first generation of PS3s was hardware emulation, so they had to put specific hardware in the system in order to run the PS2 and PS1 games, which, in my opinion, hardware emulation is the best. But back then, software emulation was a thing, but it was not as prominent.
Right.
That's what they did with the second wave of PS3s, the 80 gig and the 20 gig. Because at first you had the or was it 60-20 and then 80-40. With the second generation of PS3s, you had 80 gig and 40 gig, both software emulated, not hardware. So it was a little bit cheaper. They could make it a little bit cheaper, but it was still possible to play most of your PS2 and PS1 games. And then after that generation, they just cut it off right there. And it's like, guys, you know what they're worried about? Jack Ryan, first of all, fuck you, all right? Fuck you. If Sean Layden was better than you, and Andrew House was even better than you. So
fuck you, Jack Ryan.
Go fuck yourself. This guy straight up said that he's like, why would anybody play an old game? Like, that was a quote. In an interview, he said, why would anybody play any of these games?
Because they're all better than fucking new gen shit.
That's the thing. They're afraid. They're so afraid of putting backwards compatibility in their system, whereas Microsoft is just like, yeah, go ahead. That they're so afraid that people are going to spend so much time playing old games that they're not going to buy any new ones. It's like, what are you talking about? You're giving them the best option to play all of your games. And you know what that's going to do? If somebody doesn't have a PS2 game that they remember fondly, it's like, man, I used to have that. They're going to go online and buy it, and guess what? Right. There you go. They're playing your game. They're getting the name out there, but it doesn't mean they're just going to stop playing new games. People love video games. They're going to go out and buy new video games. But that doesn't mean they don't want the old games. You should see the stacks of games I have over here. It's PS3 and PS2 on the floor over there. They're stacked nicely.
Daddy's never finished.
Shut up. That's not true. But it's just like they don't care enough to put the emulation in the system. Look at how big that thing is. Why would you not be able to?
It's a fucking
even
computer.
Just some
it's literally a computer.
That's all it is.
It's literally all it is now.
It's
every
a
new
computer.
gen system that's coming out is a computer.
And software emulation has gotten so good to a point where that could easily do it.
Right.
Hands down. It's got a 10 teraflop graphics card in it. It's got an 8-core processor. I think it was even hyper-threaded. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, it's just like, it's a computer in a fancy box.
That's all it is.
And software emulation is so much more advanced these days, they could easily just pop it in that system and boom, we're off to the races playing whatever games you want.
Actually, funny enough, I mean, you got the physical version where you can actually put a CD into it.
On purpose.
Right. But I mean, again, the fact that they're even giving us the option to go fully digital, then what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just add that feature on. If you're like, they're literally, again, that's them trying to like say, fuck it, like we want to go fully digital,
Yep.
and like there's just something. There's like like we're total nerds because we work in IT, and I love I love technology and I love everything about it. But like sometimes I become like this like weird like realist where I like have to take like 10 steps back, and I'm looking at the shit and I'm like, man, this is fucking us up. Like,
yeah,
because God forbid, right? Like a nuke goes off somewhere, and literally imagine not even a fucking day, actually. Imagine 8 hours of no internet all across Earth.
The world would literally...
It would literally fucking blow up. We would be fucking ravaging one another through the streets.
weird fucking segue, but I'm just to go, like, the fact that, like, we're all pushing this whole fucking, like, cloud and all this shit, like, I know it is more efficient, and I know it is, like, it is the future and everything, but, like, there's that weird mentality of, like, owning a physical fucking thing.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really do that with, like, gaming shit.
I do.
Props to you, because I wish that. But again, I've never been, like, a console gamer.
Yeah.
Which,
no,
like,
that's true.
if I totally were, if I was, then I definitely would be doing the same thing. But, like, it's difficult when you grew up with a PC because, like, I mean, that ended years ago, right? Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna play Half-Life 2. I'm just gonna pop in fucking eight CDs to fucking play Half-Life. Like,
it's funny too because mine actually has a DVD drive in it, just because.
Well, no, like every computer that I've owned up until my new rig has had a fucking DVD drive in it. Right. So, like, that's what I used to do. And, like, it's funny enough, like, there have been moments now where I'm like, oh, like, I wish I had a DVD drive in my computer, because it's just like, it's one of those things that you forget about. You're like, oh fuck yeah, like, I can pop in a CD right now. I mean, they make Blu-ray drives now. So if you want to, like, pop in, like, a really fancy fucking drive, hook it up to your fucking computer and boom.
Yeah, and that's funny because I actually still have some PC DVDs. I have original disc-based PC games. Now, the shitty part about those is that if you were dumb enough, and I was sometimes, to register your key, it's gone.
Womp womp.
It's gone. It was tied to whatever hardware you registered it with, and guess what? You can't use it anymore. I think there was like one game that I had that did that. It was the first. I'm blanking on the name. Your favorite MMO? What the hell is it?
Red Alert?
No. MMO.
StarCraft? Oh, Guild Wars.
Guild Wars. Thank you. The original Guild Wars. The key doesn't work anymore. Because they're like, oh, it's tied to this account. I'm like, okay, I tried to sign in the account. Oh, you don't remember the password? That sucks.
Oh, I'm like, fuck. Get fucked. Actually, one of our really good buddies, Mike, actually, you're right. That's so true.
Oh,
he
dude,
can't fucking remember his login shit, and, like, that's it.
It's gone.
I mean, they have that like account. They have that, like, recovery feature, but, like, good luck fucking getting it back. You're not gonna get it back.
No. That's just get a new copy.
I had something on the tip of my tongue, and you were like, yeah, well, that's like a more newer thing, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was like a multiplayer online type style.
Right.
The OG, like I remember even Doom 3, I had the fucking on CDs that I had to install, right? Like, you have to input the CD key. And those CD keys were, like, forever. Like, you could install that on, like, 800 machines, and, like, you wouldn't bat an eye. Same with, like, the old school Microsoft Office, dude. I used to get away with that shit because, like, someone at my mom's work gave us, like, a CD thing.
Yeah, fuck it.
It was, like, 2010, like, Microsoft Office, and it was like...
Dude, if it still works, fuck it. Who cares?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? It's like... And I'm not even going to go on this tangent. Never mind. Yeah, I was going to go into, like, the whole... One, I got to get another beer. But subscription-based stuff can eat a dick, by the way. Fucking hate it.
Yeah, one of my biggest problems is I think StarCraft is a good example.
I love that game.
Yeah, well, they made it available, of course, on Battle.net, but I have the original Battle Chess. It came with the expansion Brood War, and the problem is that, of course, yes, I still have the disc, but I'd also registered the key with my account with Battle.net, so I could download it digitally. Now I have it digitally. I'm not sure if that key works anymore on the disc, now that it's tied to my account.
Wait, what?
So
StarCraft? OG StarCraft?
OG StarCraft, I have the Battle Chess. So I registered it so I could have it digitally, and I didn't need the disc, because that's how they were preserving their game.
Do you know what I'm about to go into? Recently, because of... another MMO that it's not. Sorry, RPG. Do you remember I talked to you at work about it?
Shit, I don't.
All right, well, I'll tell the story. Blizzard can eat a fat cock, because
I think they know that. By now.
No, well, yeah. What they made it,
impossible.
No,
right.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah. Fuck you for
hey. All right.
Blizzard made it fucking possible to try to download their old games. So here's something we can talk about. A little bit of a segue, because I'm sick of talking about consoles. Not really.
You're gonna love it later.
Yeah. D2 Resurrected is coming out, which
super
is
excited.
fucking huge. You showed me the thing, and I was really bummed out because I was like, "Fuck that! It's Blizzard based. Don't give a shit." Because I'm like full-heartedly done with Blizzard.
But
lo and behold, it's not done by Blizzard.
Vicarious Visions.
Vicarious Visions here locally.
Cheers.
Cheers to those guys, by the way.
They do fantastic work.
They just redid the Tony Hawk games, and they were fucking fantastic.
They did the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy.
Yep.
They are phenomenal workers. Highly recommend them.
They are like the kings of fucking remake. They are like the Our Last Night of making metal covers of every single popular like pop
They're
song.
kind of up there with Blue Point, right? I told you about them.
The beer I'm drinking, it's very good. Actually, we're sponsored.
It's actually really funny that's named Blue Point. No, the Blue Point, they're known as the masters of the remaster because they have done every major remaster. Shadow of the Colossus, Demon Souls for PS5, they did that. They are phenomenal at it, and Vicarious Visions is very slowly becoming part of that group.
Oh, they're huge.
Which, by the way, full disclosure, I'm a big fan of theirs because I used to work for them. So, and I loved every minute I was there. So, go support them. Buy Tony Hawk. Buy Crash Bandicoot.
Buy D2.
Buy D2 because it is literally going to be 100% the game, just updated graphics.
Right. They said, and what they were originally back to what I was going to say is they were like, really originally back to what I was going to say. Let me finish that first.
Yep.
Because my mind is all over the place with so much shit to talk about.
Yep.
Original thing. OG Blizzard is so fucking impossible to download your old games because once I heard that the D2 Resurrected was coming out, I'm like, shit. Steve was like, yo, download D2. We'll play, kind of get the feel of it and like see where it's at. And I was like, all right, sweet. Hop on. I'm Battle.net. I'm like, all right, I'll try to just download it. One, if you use Battle.net's app, you're not downloading any original like old school Battle.net game. It's your Blizzard game. It's not on there. You have to go on their website, navigate through this fucking maze, which good luck finding because literally if he hadn't shown me how to navigate the webpage to find how to install the original .exe and then also to find my CD key online, it literally, I just laughed and I was like, I would have literally never found out how to do this unless like I had to like, I mean, I would have Googled it and probably found out, but like they make it almost goddamn near impossible for people. It's almost as if they don't fucking want them to play their good games.
You saw what happened to Warcraft 3.
Right, exactly. They just don't give a shit. It's like, oh, all our good games? Fuck it. Like, you guys can't play it anymore. Play all this new garbage that we have out because it's
that doesn't work.
Right, that doesn't work or it's better.
And also on top of Jack Ryan, fuck you, J. Allen Brack.
Yeah, fuck you,
CEO
by the way.
Blizzard.
You're a cocksucker.
And you and your fucking gay ass hair.
Stupid ass fucking ponytail.
Seriously.
But yeah, so that's my 2 cents on like. There's like this weird thing where like companies just make it like so fucking hard to like install their old games, and it's like they don't realize that like that's their staple. Like that's literally what made you guys what you are, and those are your best games that you've ever made. Right. But
no, they don't care about their legacy.
No, they really don't. Because again, we've talked about this in the past. They've gotten bought out and fucking ass raped and blah blah blah. Anyways,
Mike Morhaime created a new studio. It's called Dreamhaven. Make sure you keep an eye out for that.
Right. That's about the best thing that we heard about.
Mike Morhaime is the prior CEO and creator of Blizzard, one of the co-creators. Him and Chris Metzen, they both left earlier on, I think because they both saw what was coming, and they said, fuck that, I'm out.
Right.
And Mike Morhaime is now he's created a new studio called Dreamhaven, and I am ready for what they have in store. Do not get me wrong. I love the Blizzard developers. Blizzard, the company, can suck an asshole, but the developers do fantastic work. I love Overwatch. I love Diablo 3. I love StarCraft, everything. But I want Blizzard back. And that's never going to happen.
It'll never happen.
It'll never happen. Activision won't let that happen. So fuck you too, Activision. That's our 2 cents on all of that.
2 cents? I think if you look at the bill, we're up to like
fucking $50.
We're up to like
there.
yeah, exactly.
Moving on. We actually just watched this. I showed it to you, and
good. Because I'm about to go watch me pee, so you can do what you got to do. I'll be back.
Well, I can certainly pause the recording. That doesn't make a difference. Or I could just skip. Anyway. So I actually just showed Dimitri this, and he couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I watched it. Jack Frags put out a new video showcasing this new pistol that was released in Warzone. Now, I don't play Warzone anymore. I stopped pretty early on because it started getting to a point where people are already really good, and I'm just not dedicated enough to it, so I just don't care. And I'm looking at this every time, and I'm glad more and more that I did not go back to it. I tried a couple times, but I was like, this just isn't for me anymore. Ever since the release of Cold War, Call of Duty Cold War, every weapon that comes with that fucking game breaks Warzone. And I'm not sure what the fuck Raven Software is doing, but they're breaking the game every fucking turn. You know, and the 30 weapons that were released when Cold War released broke Warzone. They balanced them, and then they released more weapons, broke the game, balanced them. This new weapon is a pistol. It's an automatic pistol. I can't remember the name of it. It's an automatic pistol that can have a drum magazine of 80 rounds, and you can akimbo it with no overkill perk. And it drops if you pop, obviously a suppressor on it and laser sights. It drops somebody in 200 milliseconds. Milliseconds. It's half the time it would take the FFAR to drop somebody.
It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. I already know what the fuck you're talking about.
Pistols. And I'm like, this is why this fucking game, on top of the health stim, broke the glitch that people use where they can just stim themselves the whole time. They sit out in the gas and just stim themselves the whole time.
I didn't even know that was a thing anymore. I haven't played this fucking game in like...
It's been a thing for 5 times now. They've fixed it each time, and it just people keep figuring out how to do it.
Nice.
And it's like, dude,
nice.
First of all,
it's a really good... You should play this game and have a blast, by the way.
Take it out of the fucking game! Why is it so hard? Oh, the health stim is being glitched? Remove it. Who fucking cares? Take it out of the game. It's the easiest solution. No, they try to fix it so they can keep it in the game. Oh, break the game more. And now they bring out this pistol that basically kills people in less than a second at medium to close range. And Jack Frank said
it's the most COD thing of all time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
no, literally, like they were like, "Wait a minute, we forgot how to be COD," and they were like, "Oh fuck, let's fuck it up, fam." And they were like, "Here you go."
We're back in the days of Modern Warfare 2 with the lever action shotguns. You can dual wield those things.
Yeah, it's just,
it's unbelievable, and
it's so funny.
I will be the first to admit, Warzone's not a competitive game at all. I mean, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. There's no ranking system or anything.
Well, I'd say it's actually very competitive. But when you do stupid shit like this, right? Because it's just another battle royale, right?
Yeah,
it's like they literally, again, they just don't know how to fucking balance anything, dude.
Nope.
Hey, shocker, Blizzard made it. Oh wow. I mean, Activision, whatever.
Either way,
same fucking thing.
It's the same company now.
Yeah, right. It's the same company now, but it's like they just. It's almost. I feel like they're doing this shit on purpose sometimes. I swear to God, right? Doesn't it just feel like they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Because then you say that they have something like big coming out soon.
Yeah, actually, Jack had said the same thing. Like he thinks that, and I agree that they just said, screw it. Right. The map's being changed now.
Oh, so they're literally. I get, dude. It has to be because imagine being a developer and being like, you're so sick of doing like this tedious, stupid dog shit where you're like actually developing the game to make it fun, and like balanced. And then the guy's like, "Oh, we're gonna nuke the shit out of everything. We're gonna scrap the entire game and start over."
Yeah.
So then, as a developer, I'd be like, "I want to make a gun that goes and people die."
Yeah.
And that's literally what they did.
It's unbelievable. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life and ever seen. And I'm like,
scene is the biggest thing.
Yeah, not
it's
even like
fucking insane. Like
the previous top killing weapon was the FFAR, and that's an assault rifle, but it did have a lot of killing potential even at medium to long range.
Yeah, but that's an AR,
right? But
this
even
is
at long range, the gun still killed way too quickly. Right. But this is a pistol.
These are 2 pistols that are shooting at the rate of Zeus's asshole, just fucking shooting out lightning bolts. Like it's fucking crazy. Man. Literally, if you have not seen this, look it up. Look it up on YouTube. It is the funniest thing You're gonna have a blast.
Go to Jack Frags.
It's
channel.
hilarious.
I highly recommend Jack Frags if you're not subscribed to him.
Or
in
if
the
you're
first
playing,
place.
if you're playing this dog shit game, then you already know it.
You already know it is, and you're frustrated all to hell right now. So that's just a little thing. It just once again, Warzone proves to be one of the shittiest battle royales in the market.
Well, hold on. It was good at one
I know. It was. I enjoyed it when I played it, but
and then cheaters.
I started
and then automatic,
cheaters, and,
automatic killers, and
if there's one thing you should not ever do again is cross-play console with PC. It just doesn't work out anymore.
Yeah,
it sounded like a good idea at the time.
It is unfortunate,
but just like Fortnite has somehow been able to avoid the massive amount of cheaters that Warzone has accumulated. But I don't think companies should do that anymore. If it's a co-op game, that's fine. But if you have a competitive side to your game, do not allow crossplay between consoles and PC. It doesn't work.
I'm going to have to... oh, God, it's such a weird line to cross, right? Because it's like...
Yeah, cross.
I didn't even intend to say that. Or for it to mean that way. It's... because there's so many benefits of it, right?
Yep.
I guess, yeah, what you just said, right? In a competitive setting, fuck it, get rid of it. But if it's like a co-op style game or like some PvE shit, whatever,
absolutely,
just add it into your game because, honestly, in this day and age, everyone is all over the spectrum, right? It's like, for fuck's sakes, we're playing on this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're playing on our goddamn phones nowadays, so. Like, the fact that there's people who have this but can't afford a computer or a system, whatever.
Yep.
Have that ability, sure. Like, are these people going to get absolutely wrecked on the phone? I wouldn't doubt it.
Probably.
There are those weird prodigies that do this weird crab fucking thing and have like 6 more appendages, apparently.
I don't know how they do it. It's so weird.
And are amazing, but, the moral of the story is just like, in a non-competitive setting, I guess, it is really good. But when you do have competitive...
keep us separate.
Keep us separate, but I'm so biased because I love wrecking kids online because it just makes me feel good inside.
And I do appreciate the ability to play with my people on PC because for many years I was a PC player and I accumulated a number of friends. Well,
this is actually an intervention, Adam. We're gonna need to stop this right now.
No, I played on PC for a number of years because I didn't have any consoles because I had to sell them. And I think I got pretty decent. I'm getting back into using keyboard and mouse recently. I started playing more PC games. Hunt Showdown is one that Meech and I picked up recently. It's fantastic, by the way.
Fantastic game, by the way. Yeah.
Absolutely, highly recommend it. And so I'm trying to get my chops back with that, but I will forever be a console gamer. However, that doesn't mean I don't want to play with my friends on PC. And I will say the one time, literally the first time that I actually played with 2 of my friends on PC, they were viewers of mine on my channel. The first game we get is a fucking cheater, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?"
Right? Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't get this over on console, because as cool as it is, the system actually is pretty well done. Where if you're using a certain type of peripheral, it'll put you with the people that use the same peripheral. So most of the time, even if people are playing on console, or on PC. And they're using a controller, they're not cheating, because I guess it's harder to cheat with a controller anyway. I don't know, but I've never run into a cheater.
I don't know what the logistics of that is because you can always run like that shit in the background,
right? And that's the thing. I don't know why, but every time I played a crossplay capable
I'm sure.
game,
No, I'm not saying
I've
that it's
never run
it's
into
probably
a cheater.
less. Yeah. Because majority of people who do cheat, it is on PC.
It's very rare.
It's easier. It's like
I did at one time. I did one time when I was playing Modern Warfare's multiplayer, which was strange. But multiplayer is also crossplay, and if you're playing Ground War, you have to have it enabled, which is bullshit. But I did run into a cheater, and I'm like, wow, that's fucked. But that's like 1 out of 200 hours worth of gameplay that I put into that game. So that's a pretty good track record. But for the most part, if you're doing crossplay, do it for co-op only. Don't do it for competitive because it just ruins the experience for everybody. And it forces console players to want to turn it off if you give the option, okay, which you should always do. Don't make it permanent, okay? Give us a toggle so that if we don't want to play crossplay, we can just turn it off. I'm going to turn that light on, see if it improves the lighting here.
It's getting quite dark. Ah!
Wow, actually, that's a
That's a fucking huge difference. Holy shit! Now you
shadows,
can really see how fucking bald we are.
yeah.
Wow. Holy shit!
Two fucking skinheads talking about nothing.
I figured today, like, our coming back is
Yeah,
the biggest fucking rambling bullshit that we've done thus far on the podcast.
That's what's
but
funny
that's fine
is that
because like
a lot of our listeners actually like that.
well, yeah, that's
They say,
which is
we
fine.
just like it when you talk about nothing. I'm like, okay, cool.
Which is weird, but yeah, I mean, I do want to have a little bit more structure, I guess.
Well, we started out that way, and that's
We did,
and
right,
that's
right,
fine.
right.
It's just that it's hard because we work together. It's really difficult.
Yeah, I have to
can't
tell him to
believe
shut
how
the
much
fuck up
light-
all the time.
I still can't believe how much light that actually added. I should do that more often.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear fucking sunglasses next time.
It's hard for us to, because we have access to computers all day long. And so it's hard for us to not talk about things that we see almost immediately unless we're really busy. And then we just, we can just save it. But because we have such a strong connection to this medium, we absolutely adore video games. We love video games and technology, and we want to talk about it all the time, which is why we made this podcast. And so, what?
Well, funny enough, I was literally going to give us a quick topic to
Go
talk
ahead.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks to Google here.
It's so simple, isn't it? Just Google gives you
Literally,
the
right?
fucking
Just
top-
because we're like fucking like everything that I love. Like I literally open Google and it's like, here's all the stupid shit that
top
you
news.
like. And the first, literally not even lying. First thing is Diablo 2 Resurrected. Technical alpha has been cracked already.
Yes, I heard about that.
So
I did hear about that. Yep.
welcome to 2021.
Yep. They.
You will release. If game companies just need to stop doing this shit. I mean, I hate to say it, like we all love
Stop
it.
making
because,
video
like,
games. All right, knock it off.
Yeah, no, we love this whole like pre-alpha or like, hey, test this shit, whatever. But some like fucking someone out there is so goddamn smart that they're gonna be like, all I did was I hack it and I the whole game is free now for everybody.
I think I heard about that, and as far as I understand, Diablo 2 will support modding.
It will, yes.
Yes.
Because already, actually, article that I saw
Resurrected,
a few
that is.
days ago, I believe, someone's already, by the way, and this is fucking baffling to me, someone's already working on a mod that will introduce newer characters to the roster. Wow. So aside from the 6? I feel like
No, there's
7
like only like 3 or 4.
of D2.
Yeah, I've only ever heard of. Here's the thing.
What?
The one mod that I heard
No,
was that.
I'm talking the base game.
Right, I know. But the one mod that I heard is that they unlocked the other characters that were going to exist in the base game, I think. So it's possible maybe 6, I think. I know there's.
But hold on, I thought Resurrected was like. No, Resurrected is bringing over everybody.
Yes. But in the technical
like LOD,
alpha,
they're bringing
you can't
over-
play all the characters. So somebody modded the technical alpha to play all the characters.
Oh.
So I'm like,
Let me
what?
fucking actually click on the article.
I'm
and,
like, what
see.
the fuck is this? They're modding an alpha just so they can play the other characters. I thought that was insane. But if you're interested, yes, Diablo 2 Resurrected will be supporting modding like the original game did, which is great. It's great to hear that, but it's also great to know that it's not Blizzard actually telling us that. You know?
Yeah, it's the that article was dog shit. It was like 2 paragraphs, which is unfortunate, but
Dude, the
I mean,
the
it's
caliber of
it is-
blog posters
Oh,
these
yeah,
days
it's-
is gone downhill. That's why I loved writing blogs for my website, because it actually was fun. I surprisingly actually
gone
liked
downhill?
writing. Oh yeah, the quality of blogging these days is fucking trash.
Oh, the quality. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the quantity. I was like,
No,
dude,
the
they are up.
the quantity's well
ass.
up. Yeah.
Because that one was like literally like a no-name dude on fucking some random website that I didn't even know. Like,
Yeah.
how does that get pushed to my
That's
feed?
the problem. You said that was what, two paragraphs?
Literally not. Probably. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, someone
What
cracked.
the fuck is that?
Right. Someone cracked the fucking alpha.
Jason Schreier's
Okay.
like the only one who actually like writes a blog post that's like a full
Like
page
in
long.
detail, right?
Yeah.
Like the people that actually do the research and like go, whatever.
Whatever. The blogging's terrible. I did it better. I don't have it on my website anymore, but whatever. One of these days I'll get back to it if I have time. But yeah, so D2 Resurrected will be supporting modding, and I just thought that was really funny. Somebody cracked the alpha and decided to mod for it.
Dude, that's like it's crazy because nowadays too. What the fuck is coming out? Oh, RE8, right? Yes, RE8 is coming out.
Something else I wanted to talk about because
Oh,
we,
well,
you know,
hey,
'cause I know
segue.
you don't want to watch it.
I don't give a shit.
But I
Just
did describe.
Let's do it.
What was going on. They just recently had a showcase showing off more stuff for Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village, however you want to call it, or whatever you want to call it. And
Resident Evil Dogecoin to the moon.
And first
Invest.
of all, it looks phenomenal. I mean, they're using the RE engine, and the RE engine has proved to be one of the best looking engines I've ever seen in my life.
The newer one for the remake, you mean? For 2 and 3? Right?
Yes.
It's the same one that the
RE engine,
right. It's
Resident Evil 2
shit.
and 3 remake, Devil May Cry 5. There was some other.
Was 7 on the newer engine?
7 was on RE engine.
Right.
7 started it.
Right. You're right. I'm sorry.
then-
7 started.
and
They
then
just got
RE2
better
and
with
3.
it. Right.
Devil May
2 was
Cry
so
5.
good.
And now RE8. The coolest. It just looks like a phenomenal game, just visually. Gameplay wise, it looks very similar to 7, first person. It's
Totally
it's a
fine with, by the
continuation,
way.
actually. You know, like,
Right. It is. Yeah. That's what they said. Yep.
I've talked to you about this, and you said that each game is vaguely referencing the last one in a way. Like they'll reference characters and stuff like that,
Right.
but they're not directly connected.
Right. The only like weird ass one off that they did. Well, I guess there's been a few kind of. The weirdest one offs that I can remember is probably 5 and 6. Because like 5, they're introducing. But wait, was Chris already in? When was the first time you meet Chris?
Chris was in number 1.
Was he the first one?
I think he was in the first one. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I guess so not, but like 6, I'm pretty sure is the weird one where it was like, it was their version of almost like, hey, we're making 5 games in one. It's like follow
Pretty
all
much.
the characters.
They brought
kind of.
all the
And there was
characters
no
together. They all somehow have something to do.
That was
with
the
each other,
only one that I
and,
never
yeah.
played.
Yeah.
Like all the way through, just because like I heard it was kind of ass, and I did start I started playing as Leon, and I can't remember if I fully finished his chapter or not, or like his storyline, whatever. It was just weird. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was like they tried something new there, and it was.
This might be an unpopular opinion. I loved number 5. I played the shit out of that
5 was
game.
mad fun.
Yeah,
I
played
loved
the
shit out of 5.
it.
Yeah, I played the shit out of it too.
Beat
It is
it a couple-
it's
beat it a couple
weird
times.
that like people have that opinion, but like it's 4. I know you've never played 4.
No, I haven't.
But literally, it's honestly that's why I liked it so much, and it's
I have, but not. really.
you're in the same, and I think they just continued that like form because 4 was so well received. They're like, fuck it, let's make another one just like that. So they said, let's just change characters. So you get Chris and Shiva now, and it's like, but you're not like you don't have to babysit fucking Ashley. That's the biggest change. Shiva actually like on
She
her
can do
own
her
is
own
pretty
shit.
smart. Kind of smart. The AI was definitely wonky. That game was
Yeah.
way better played in co-op
So
for sure.
good. So
but
good.
yeah, no, that game was fucking awesome. Chris
Yeah.
is jacked out of his mind off like
Yeah.
horse fucking like tranquilizer
Punching
whatever
rocks.
the fuck. Yeah, right. Just the most like realistic. Like if you're playing that game, just like all realism, throw it out the fucking window because
Oh,
this man
man.
is like stopping rocket launchers and fucking like punching boulders that weigh like 15 tons.
Yeah. So, but would you say that 4 was the beginning of the action-packed era of Resident Evil, or was that 5? Because 5 was all action mostly.
I gotta go 4, man. You know,
Yeah.
well, I should say action packed in what sense? Because like 4, from what I can remember, and because I started with 4, I actually never played the original 1, 2, 3.
Well, here's hoping they remake 1. They already have either
They
1
actually-
or 2 times before. They
They remade
they remade or remastered 1 back on the Cube.
right like
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna go back that far. It's just I don't know if it's in their best
People
interest
want it.
anymore.
People
I know
want it.
people want it, right? And hey, if they've done 2, they've done 3. We know 4 is coming out, and fuck, I hope 4 doesn't suck ass. That's
4 remake is a thing. Yep.
all I want them to do is again graphical enhance, make it look really really nice on the new engine.
controls.
Yeah, but even I know you kind of bash the controls where it is kind of very linear.
I don't.
Kind
Yeah,
of,
I don't
it's
like who stops to shoot. Like whoever does that. You know, I mean, it feels clunky, and that's why I could never get into.
Yeah, but did you have to do that in 5?
I believe you did. Maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure you have to do that in 5 too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. For some reason, 5 felt better. I don't know what it was.
You never played 4. You son
I've
of a
sort of
bitch.
played it.
You'll fucking play 4. Fuck this. I'm turning this podcast off.
You're not turning anything off. We're doing really well here, and I'm pasty white.
Yeah, you are.
I sort of played it. You know, I couldn't get past the first village because I was dumb. But
that explains a lot.
But I will say that Resident Evil 5 is the first Resident Evil I fully just immersed myself in. And I loved every second of it. It was a lot of fun.
Go back and play 4 because 4 started. I will say this because of the action-packed era of Resident Evil. 4 definitely had it is quick time events up the fucking wazoo.
Yeah.
Although, wait, it might be on par with 5. 5 had a lot of that shit.
Yes, it did.
You remember Wesker's final battle? It's fucking all quick.
Oh yeah,
events,
it's
dude.
mostly quick time.
Literally just
Yeah,
all quick. Which, I'm kind of in between with that shit.
It depends on how you do it.
Right. It's it's tasteful in certain areas because sometimes when you're leisurely, you're in a level, you're all right, cool. You're watching cutscene, and then it's smash the fuck out of L1 and L2, and you're like, ah.
Yeah,
what do
exactly.
I do?
You fuck it up.
Right.
I'm
you
not gonna
fuck it up, and it's but you get infinite amounts of tries to do it.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm not gonna say that this game started it, but it certainly popularized it. God of War had a lot of quick time events.
The newest one?
No. The originals. The originals kind of they didn't start it, I don't think, but they pioneered it. They basically just ran with QuickTime events, and they were they never bothered me because they made you think on your feet. But at the same time, it was man, just do the cutscene. I just don't care right now.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're like, what the fuck ever, whatever.
Like in number 3, you're gouging the eyes out of Poseidon, but you have to hit the L3, R3 buttons. Why don't just make them do it?
Dig your thumbs deeper into Poseidon. It's all right, Jesus.
They just do it, man. I don't want to fucking push a button. Right. But it's that's what the medium is. It's interactive, and they want the user to participate more so than movies and books and music. You're there to interact with whatever you're doing, and that's why they do it. It's an easy, cheap way to do it without actually playing the game.
So RE8. as we fucking again
a massive
Jesus Christ.
It's what this podcast is.
Right.
It's what it is. It's called the Hotbar Podcast Tangent.
Might as well fucking rename it to that.
The podcast is a tangent. So RE8, I watched the showcase.
I did not, by the way. The only thing I've seen from it was a snippet of what the fuck was it? Jack Frags showed they're making RE4 VR. Which,
no, that was Level Cap. Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, that was the only... He watched, the full thing where they, talk about the new movie coming out and, the actual game coming out. I kind of wanted to keep it a secret, but at the same time, fuck it. I don't even care. Just...
Yeah. I tried not to tell him too much, but it looks phenomenal.
I've seen the, first 2 trailers that they released. And, again, my original experience, and I feel like many's, was, what the fuck is with that frame rate? Looks like ass.
Yeah, no, it's
I
much
think it was
better
just
now.
a terrible...
Yeah.
It was just a really bad setting. Maybe the computer that they were running it on was just
it was a bad render. Who knows?
bad
It was
render,
early.
whatever. Second one was way literally what I expected it to be.
But it's interesting with this particular showcase with this trailer, the new trailer, is because
is there actual gameplay in there?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay. So
and for the most part, I think they do want to kind of just show off most of the cutscenes, or at least a nice portion of them.
They kind of always do that, right? That's the kind of
and now there's speculation of first of all, we have no idea what Chris is doing there. We have no idea what Chris is doing.
Chris appears at the end of 7.
Okay, right.
So we're kind of what the fuck brought him there? Right.
But then Ethan in this trailer
but they're
says
young.
something.
Oh, they're young.
Well, I don't know how many years it is past that point. I don't know if they mentioned how many years after 7, 8 takes place.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I got to look into this.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say anything right now but I'm just remembering when I finished 7 because I played it not that long ago. But I remember when Chris came on screen, he looked young.
Yeah.
So was 7 a prequel of something? Because I know Ethan's a totally new character. And
yeah,
the weird
he's a new character in
and the
7.
weird fucked up family that you're killing is also new.
But this is the first time that Resident Evil has actually had a direct sequel. This is a direct sequel to 7.
Right.
And from what I've gathered on that trailer, Ethan says something to Chris that obviously I've watched the playthroughs of 7. I haven't played through it myself yet, so I know what happens.
You haven't fucking played 7?
No, I haven't though.
All right, I'm over. Bye.
Knock
It
it
was
off. Knock it
not
off. I might actually play it in VR. But Chris or Ethan says something.
You're gonna shit yourself.
Yeah, probably. Ethan says something to Chris that puzzled me a little bit, and what he said was, "You killed Mia, so why not just kill me?" Or something to that effect. Yes, and so now everybody's already wondering what the hell Chris is doing there, but at the same time, they're now wondering. They're speculating: is Chris the bad guy here? So I knew I heard you. So
This is why I like doing it this way, because we can do stupid shit like this.
We'll be a little bit more professional in the future.
No, the
but,
fuck we won't.
No, we won't.
No, we
Just kidding.
won't.
We'll have a more professional looking setup, but we will not be.
It's actually suit and tie on the next one. Mandatory.
Hopefully by the next one, which whenever that'll be, I'll have the foldable
In
wall.
another year.
In another year, yeah. This is a once a year.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the Once a Year podcast.
We'll have episode 50 by the time we're 70.
Right. It'll be perfect.
So
We'll be talking about things that happened in 2022.
people
Go
are speculating that Chris Redfield is actually a bad guy now, but we're not sure yet. Because he's obviously in direct control of the soldiers that you see in the trailers, and so the soldiers are coming after you. They're like, they're holding you down.
In
It's
8?
like, yeah.
Well, fuck. See, I gotta watch
This
it.
trailer shows
God
that
damn it.
off. He's
Alright.
in charge, and people are speculating whether Chris is actually the bad guy this time around. Obviously, you've got the lady, what's her face, tall
Wolverine,
vampire,
Lady
yeah,
Wolverine. Yeah.
the tall vampire, big titted lady, which everybody's clamoring about.
Oh, the memes of fucking flooded
Yeah.
everywhere, and it's
Every male on this planet
2020
wants to be
and
dominated
20
by that woman.
right. What is that? What is
not
that weird
joking.
fucking
I don't
fetish with
know.
that? Being dominated by
Not
a woman?
even joking. This woman is
I-
like 7 feet tall with giant tits, and every man wants to.
Yeah,
be
and she'll
suffocated by her.
fucking literally rip you. She will annihilate you.
Dude, she
No
does something in
thanks.
the trailer. She does something in the trailer to Ethan where she cuts his hand, and she's a vampire, so she needs blood, but she cuts his hand and then sucks it and then just does and just does it.
all right, yeah.
It was like creepy and sexy at the same time. It was really weird.
Of course.
So it was like,
Fucking-
okay, all right.
They're appealing to the masses.
Yes,
apparently.
they are. They know what everybody wants to see. So either way, moving on from that, Mercenaries is coming back in Resident Evil 8 in the base game. That's a
Fuck
big deal.
yeah.
It's a big deal.
That's huge.
People love
I'm
it,
so
and it
fucking
will
excited
add
for that.
longevity to the game, which is fantastic for everybody in the long run. It also is coming with
Such a fun
the
game mode.
reverse multiplayer game.
Don't know what the fuck that is.
If
Oh,
some
the
of you guys
multiplayer.
remember,
Yeah.
they tried the multiplayer with Resident Evil 3 remake, and it didn't do so well. This one looks similar, but hopefully they'll support it a little bit better, because the other one did not do so well. It was crap. What else? Netflix only movie called Infinite Darkness.
Right. They
Looks
did say
good.
that.
Takes
Yep.
place 2 years after Resident Evil 4, so Leon's in it. I believe Claire was in it. I'm not entirely sure. And then, of course, they're working on the next Resident Evil live-action movie. At the moment, they didn't show anything, but they are working on the CG at this point in production.
What did you watch, by the way? What the fuck video is this that you saw?
This was on Young, yeah. He did a live reaction of it, but I just watched pretty much through the whole part where it was just the
who
trailer
would
and
be the
everything.
what channel would do that?
I think the official Capcom channel.
Oh, yeah,
so
you're right,
you know,
duh.
it would be.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Tonight
yeah.
I might check that out, and then probably.
We'll probably check it out after this podcast.
Yeah.
And again, this will be something that we do in the future. We're gonna have screens or a screen.
He can throw it up for me.
And we could put it on the TV, and we could do maybe we could do that for the podcast sometimes. Is just do live reactions to stuff.
Well, that's what like.
It'd be very difficult to do in audio, but people can hear our reactions and
Well,
stuff.
that's when obviously like the headphone thing would be perfect, right?
Yeah,
We can
Yeah.
have because they won't hear the TV, whatever.
right. And
But like
I gotta
you'll
figure that
actually, I would love that, right? Like have like the camera where you can see the fucking screen, and then we're watching, and I want to be totally in the dark for most of this shit. I do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because then you get my genuine reaction. Because I can be like, wow, that's straight dog water.
Right.
Or
No, that's fine. That's how you should do reactions. I got slammed. You probably remember I got slammed by a lot of people for my Star Citizen reaction I did a while ago. And they were like, I can't believe you didn't know that this was the name of the alien race and all this other crap. And I was like, that's what a reaction is for.
$3 million Star Citizen game?
Yeah, $3 million. Please. That's chump change. Try like 300 million.
Wait, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck. That was what I was thinking at work about, like, not long ago. And I literally, now that you said that, I remember. You remember when I was, like, stuck at work? I literally, like, we were talking about something, and I was like, Adam, you're not gonna remember this, but
Probably not.
I was literally like had a brain fart, and I was like, oh, dude, we haven't talked about my favorite game in a long time, and I meant to say Star Citizen, but I couldn't fucking remember it. Fuck you, Star Citizen. Fucking dog shit. Stop.
Star Citizen, I believe, recently reached $300 million raised.
I thought they were way past that.
No.
Yeah, because now you said it, I said 3 million. I was like, wait a minute, he's
300
right.
million.
Last time we talked about it was at like fucking $250,000.
Unbelievable.
Billion.
Yep.
Don't fucking put any buy cryptocurrency or buy anything else but a fucking fake ass spaceship in a game that fucking sucks balls.
We don't even know what the
Please.
game plays like or looks like
there
half the time.
is no game.
Yeah.
It is the biggest fucking scam. You remember when your car's warranty ran out and they're calling you from fucking India? Yeah, that's actually Star Citizen trying to get your information. We linked it. We did the information. I called them and it was like, wow, hey, who's your source? And they're like, yo, do you know game? I don't know why I'm talking to fucking Russian accent.
No, because you're Russian.
It's my natural habitat. Fuck that game. Fuck all that. What's next? Segue.
Outriders recently came out.
Well, that's dog shit. Move on. Okay. Next topic.
Here's the biggest problem that I have.
But that you don't have your game yet.
Yes, I don't have my game yet. This is the biggest
and you
issue.
ordered it
I
3 months
pre-ordered
ago.
it 2 days before release. That was March 30th. It came out on April 1st. I paid for 2 to 3 day shipping. That cost me $6. $6.
It cost them 6 whole ducks.
6 whole ducks.
Now, when you live in New York State,
AKA one goose.
Right, that equates to about 1 goose or 50 yen.
Or 2 beers, apparently.
Or right, or 2 socks. That's why he's sockless.
No, I paid $6, and for a lot of people that's not a lot of money, and it's not. $6, whatever. Give me the game 2 to 3 days. I won't be getting it until possibly tomorrow at 9 p.m. 3 weeks later, 2 to 3 weeks. I paid for 2 to 3 day shipping.
No, you misread it.
Apparently, I did.
It said 2 to 3 weeks.
You know what's funny is I went back and looked again. It said 2 to 3 days. I guarantee you that.
Well,
so I don't know who would pay for 2 to 3 weeks.
I told you this before, and I'm telling you, everybody that's watching, don't fucking buy ever directly from the source of whoever the fuck is making the game.
Square Enix.
Well, I meant like a publisher, right?
Yeah, don't buy.
Don't
from
ever go
their
to the website and buy from them. Always a distributor of something, like a third party kind of person.
If you're buying digital, that's one thing.
Well, sure, yeah, digital
obviously
fucking
get it to you immediately.
Midnight of the fucking whatever.
If you want a physical copy of a video game, do not buy directly, specifically from Square Enix. I love that company to death. They've had my money for years because of Final Fantasy, but fuck their distribution.
That's dog shit.
They suck, man.
Listen, but they're not the only ones, because I've kind of heard I've heard similar scenarios where people they think it's better. It's almost kind of like going in Nvidia, right? And buying a card from Nvidia.
Yeah.
Obviously they're a little bit better, but there have been those horror stories of yo, dude, I just ordered my fucking brand new 1080, and it's like, oh, just kidding. I got it fucking 3 weeks later, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I could have gone to Newegg or Amazon or anything and gotten it literally.
Could have gone to the fucking store. I could have got my
or
game.
that literally, yeah, your fucking local Best Buy probably already had
literally.
it.
I could have driven a half hour away, picked up a physical copy of the game, and drove back home an hour out of my day, and I've got my game. Faster than shipping. But no. I had to order it online. Don't pre-order from Square Enix. And Square Enix, I want my fucking money back. And I will work to get it. I'm getting that $6 back. This is on principle at this point. So
this entire podcast was actually the whole purpose of this was to build up to the point where Adam needs that fucking $6.
I need that $6 back.
He's
My
about
rent
to
is
lose
due.
the apartment. That bed spring that we have back there, that's what he's sleeping on. He already had to fucking sell
It's
the
not
mattress.
comfortable.
Yeah.
It sucks.
So
No, it's not true. Anyway,
it's true.
So Outriders came out, and it's a looter shooter. If you don't know, third-person shooter made by People Can Fly. People Can Fly are responsible for Gears of War Judgment. They're responsible for Bulletstorm, which is another fantastically fun game.
Fantastical game.
This is one of their first major individual IPs as an independent studio. Because with Gears of War and I think even Bulletstorm, they might have been funded by somebody else. Obviously, this is published by Square Enix, but they're an indie studio, so it's an original IP. And I played the beta. It was fun. Or the demo, excuse me. It wasn't even really a beta. They gave out a demo. What company does that anymore? So kudos to you guys for putting out a demo.
One that needs business.
Yeah. And so the game released, and obviously technical issues. Crossplay was busted. Numerous graphical glitches and bugs. And it's unfortunate, but that doesn't seem to be slowing down the numbers. Steam,
you mentioned that, yeah.
Peak player count. Just even a week after the game had come out and had those issues was at 100,000 people on Steam.
Is fucking crazy.
That's not including consoles. Right. So there's something here. But either way, I just wanted to mention Outriders is out, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm not as angry as as I'm sure some irrational person would be, because I have many other games to play. I don't need Outriders, but I want to make a video on it, and it's kind of hard to do that with no game. That's why I'm upset about it. Other than that, I really could give a shit. But it has its flaws, as most of these looter shooters tend to have. And I don't fucking get it.
Well,
they delayed the game so it would come out in a better state. This is not a better state.
No. They, you know what companies need to do, like, for any major just game like
go
this?
Offline. Don't make an online game. How about that?
Well, yeah.
Have you heard of any indie titles, actual indie titles, ones that don't have publishers, coming out in a broken state?
No.
Exactly.
Because they actually give a fuck about their
exactly.
game.
They don't make games for the fucking sake of making them.
No, they develop it. It's a dude in a basement developing a game because he fucking loves the shit out of it.
That's it.
And he doesn't. He's like, I'm gonna develop this for the common folk who are also gonna play this game like I'm playing it in a fucking damp basement or in my room by myself with zero internet connection.
Yep.
That's what again, back to what we were talking about earlier, 90% of people want. Develop a fucking game that doesn't need a goddamn internet connection and make it fucking work. Again,
that's it.
That's this game. It's a single player or a co-op game that zero effect of online. Like, they fucking don't need a server in the fucking cloud. And I asked you this when it came out. I'm like, dude, how, like, a local save file for like a game of this of this size,
mm-hmm.
right? Even like take fucking Witcher 3, massive, right?
Yeah.
Anything like that. I looked up, actually, I think it may have been Witcher 3 that I looked up, because I had like some kind of corrupted file for like a single player game, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Thank God it's single player.
It was literally like 6 to 10 megabytes.
Yeah.
6 to 10 megabytes for a fucking save file, okay? Why the fuck do I need that in the cloud? I don't give a shit. Give me the option to save it locally on machine. And fucking, that's it.
That's all you need.
If my what?
That's all you need.
Yeah, it's all you need. If my machine fries, who gives a fuck? Whatever. I don't care. I'll fucking restart. Or even better, what they need to do is actually save it locally and also save it on the fucking thing. But if the servers are down or they're getting
Right.
all their shit's done, save locally. Whatever.
You don't lose your progress. You
Right.
have a copy.
Exactly. And then when they do have service, you can sync up. And guess what? Syncing up nowadays takes fucking
Seconds.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. Whatever.
Even Steam does that.
They-
When you
every
haven't played
time
a game
you
in a
exit the
while,
game, yeah.
it says, "Do you want to download your cloud save file
Right.
or upload your local file?
Right. Well,
Which one's newer? I don't know. Pick one. It's right there. It tells you.
Exactly, right.
So you have 2 copies.
There should, and that's what I feel like every fucking game needs is 2 copies. Have a local and then have the fucking cloud version.
If there's one thing about PCs that anyone who plays on PCs should learn and always know, whether you do work, whether you play games, whatever, always back up your data.
Mm-hmm.
Period. That's why we're sponsored by NordVPN. I'm just kidding. Well, no, there used to be a data backup company that a lot of people were sponsored by.
I was like, it's a fucking VPN, bro. It's not even a data backup company. I was like, fuck, I'd love to be sponsored by NordVPN.
They're sponsoring everybody these days.
Hey, do you want to watch Korean? Do you want to? Do you want to watch your Korean Netflix films in the United States of America? Well, I have an offer for you. Sign up to NordVPN and use promo code I don't have one. And get a great discount off NordVPN that will allow you to watch your Korean dramas. Right. Do you want to watch Russian dramas? Don't. Watch American dramas.
You won't understand them.
You won't understand them. Do you want to watch... this is going nowhere.
No. No, we're not sponsored
Sponsor us.
yet. However, I do still plan on giving Sean those clips of us actually...
Don't. We're new. We're going to actually drink those things, and I'll show them to the camera and be like, hey, I'm drinking your booze.
True. I mean, we'll have to wait till
It'll
he gives
just
us
be
those.
better.
There was an episode.
He should give us the hookup.
There was an episode quite a while back where our boss gave me some new unreleased products because his father-in-law is the VP or vice president of something.
He ain't my blood.
At Miller Coors. And he's not the VP of the company. He's just a VP of something. And I don't know what it is. But he gets some free samples of unreleased products to try. And he gave me some. And it was awesome. And he wanted me to give him the clips of what I said about them to show his father-in-law. And I never got around to it. But now that we've got the live camera, we can just show you.
And we can show you how loaded you get off of them.
It was some pretty good shit.
It's going to be a win-win scenario for everybody.
It was some pretty good shit. So, what we were talking about local saves. What the hell else were we?
Yeah,
we kind of got off track.
Shocker!
Yeah,
wow.
Right. But I don't know. There's been a whole lot. I guess the last thing that I would like to talk about, if there's anything else you want to talk about, we can keep going.
No, let's wrap this up. Adam.
The last thing I wanted to talk about was recently. If you've watched any of my other stuff on my channel, you will know that I've left Twitch, and I'm streaming on YouTube temporarily in the meantime, just because it's the only place I feel like would be useful. Facebook, fuck that. But
I would have gone to Facebook.
One of the biggest reasons why I left in the first place was that Twitch never upheld their TOS. And if you don't know what that means, it's terms of service. Basically, it's the rules, the code of conduct that they have laid out for everyone to follow. Recently, there was this streamer, and yes, I am going to call her out because I'm not a pussy. Indie Fox, female streamer.
Okay, I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Yeah, you're not going to know who she is. She's not that big. But she's one of those streamers who
Did
obviously
she show her titties?
Basically.
Of course she
didn't obviously bear it all, but she wears very skimpy outfits.
Of course. I mean,
she plays her little
that's
guitar
all-
and sings.
That's
or
all that
whatever.
Twitch is now.
And to be honest, she kind of sucks at singing, but she's not great. She's not terrible. She can hold a tune, but it's just like,
Adam.
but of course, that's all. Again, That's the demographic. And you know what? I'm not blaming this girl entirely. Twitch allows this to happen, so they're mostly at fault. But she's a bitch for taking advantage of the situation. But I don't blame her for doing it. It's a smart thing to do.
She's playing the game.
Yeah,
man.
she's playing the game. Good
Why
on
not?
her.
Good on her. Yeah.
Fuck her.
Fuck it. Well, of course. Yeah. I mean,
but anyway, so she wears skimpy outfits. She has been banned 3 times.
okay. Look at Alinity or fucking right.
Still has a channel.
There's about like 8 of them that I can't literally. Alinity's the only one that popped in my head.
Yeah, but there have been.
It's fucking Twitch.
Still
dude.
has a channel.
Adam,
And-
your titties aren't big enough.
Yeah, and so Asmongold, who's the biggest World of Warcraft streamer.
love that guy. He's hilarious.
You know who he is. He actually recently went on a rant talking about this situation where, I agree with him. We can't just put all the blame on these girls because they're just playing the game.
Yeah, you can't. Right. That's like you can't hate the player.
Hate
the game.
But
Look, that's when that quote applies most.
but we can't. But I'm not going to let them slide either. I'm still going to put blame on them.
Right. Because
Okay.
they know what they're doing, dude. Right.
Right.
It's like it's so fucking easy for them.
Right. And
And there
so
are so many horny fucking weird cell dweller dudes out there that are
Yeah.
getting off to them, that are just throwing fucking all their hard. Well, actually, probably not even their
Not
cash.
even hard-earned,
Probably their
yeah.
fucking parents' money. By the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, it's just Twitch is a fucking shit show.
Yep.
I don't know where the fuck you're going with this, but like I hope I'm kind of
No, just the simple fact that I figured I'd mention that this girl has been banned 3 times.
Right.
And if it was any other streamer, myself included, any low-end streamer, they'd be off the platform immediately.
Oh, well,
They
of
would have been
course.
gone after their
Right.
first offense.
Because they look at a channel like that. They look at her numbers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not even her numbers. They honestly, the only fucking thing to look at is their income
Mm-hmm.
and how much they've made and how much they've made, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean Twitch has made off the like percentage that off donations or whatever. And they
Yep.
go, you know what? There's an opportunity here. Say it's like a fucking brand new chick that just hops on Twitch right now, right?
Yep.
That's gonna flaunt her titties and dog shit at video games, right? Like there are so many now. It's not even about video games too, which is like hilarious to me. But like,
Amaranth is another one, by the way.
that's the other one. That's
That's the
actually
other one,
who the fuck is Alinity?
She's the
That's
girl
what-
who tossed her cat.
Oh yeah, oh you're
Yeah,
right.
and actually
That's
did
what-
show her tits on camera.
I was thinking of Amaranth though.
Amaranth,
when I
yeah.
said Alinity, so
No, but still, Alinity
Same
was the one who threw her cat and showed her
Same-
tits on
same
camera.
fucking
Yeah,
fucking
same fucking
whatever.
thing.
What was I gonna say though? But like, right, like you can be like a brand new fucking Twitch streamer,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a fucking chick who's good looking,
Yep.
right? And you flaunt your body a little bit. That's all you have to do, literally.
It's not a lot of effort.
Adam, for fuck's sakes, there's literally streams where they're in fucking pools, in bikinis.
That's what this Indie Fox chick
Right,
did.
that's what I'm
She
saying.
did hot tub.
right,
Yeah.
or hot tub or whatever. And I've seen it with. It's not just her. It's
No, it's a lot of people.
It's
I'm not
every other fucking girl. On the
Pinning this just
platform,
on her,
right?
just keeping that in
It's
mind.
it's low key softcore porn at this point.
Yep.
Right, and people are paying for it, which blows my fucking mind.
I don't. Yeah.
Because I can list off about 5 fucking free porn sites for anybody that's watching right now
Yeah.
that you can get off to.
Yeah.
So
No.
why you're blowing your hard-earned cash on these women? I don't fucking know.
It's-
You're a psychopath.
It's the tease of it all. And the reason I bring this up is because Asmongold brought up a pretty good point that at this point, the way that Twitch handles their TOS, they have created this environment of people hating on women
yeah, that's actually so true too.
because they
Right.
don't uphold them to this they don't uphold them to the same
Yo, Twitch
standards.
is the pimp. Twitch is the fucking like the major pimp of women nowadays. I'm
Yeah,
not even lying.
they are.
And I honestly, it's kind of shit, but I do feel bad for these girls too because like sometimes I don't even feel like they want to be doing this.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've seen a lot of hot girls that do dress modestly and actually play fucking video games really well.
Oh, yeah.
And they still do really
Right.
well.
Like really because they're actually
very
right.
attractive, but they're really good. And I support those girls. But
Right.
he's not wrong. He has hit the nail on the head and actually stated something that I never thought of before until I watched his video. I'm like, yeah, basically, I'm sitting here talking about this girl, Indie Fox, and hating on her.
And she's making fucking millions
And she's
right
making
now.
tons of money, and it's because Twitch allowed it. they allow this environment of toxicity towards women. I don't hate women. Okay?
Is that a social statement?
I could give a fuck about what anybody thinks, but I want to make it very clear. I don't hate women. I'm very annoyed with the fact that I hate the fact that some of the women actually it was recently, and I actually like this girl because she's very funny, but she's also very attractive and stuff like that. Her name is I just had it in my head, damn it. She's the girl with Tourette's. And
she's funny as fuck. I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
I know who the fuck you're talking about.
She actually tweeted out something recently where it was basically like, hey, don't blame us if you're the one spending the money on these girls and whatever, and we're taking it, you know. She basically said, don't blame the girls that are taking advantage of the system. It's like, no. You can't. I wholeheartedly disagree. There has to be blame in that direction as well as Twitch's. More in Twitch's direction, but you still can't leave the girls unblamed, because now they're taking advantage of it and leaving people like myself and like the female streamers that I personally know who deserve more viewers than they're getting completely in the dust.
It's a weird line to trend right now, because I mean, if we really want to go down this road and really get into like this topic, look at any chick right now and look at OnlyFans.
Oh yeah,
like we've talked about this at work, right? Like it's this weird, and I don't want to. We're a gaming channel. I don't want to get fucking into this shit, whatever. But just to bring it up a little bit, it's like, it's their choice. It's whatever the fuck they want to do, right?
Yeah.
So be it. Let it be their choice. 2, they know exactly what they're doing when they're getting into this. The whole thing of like, oh, I needed to do this because I'm in like a. Oh, I guess some of them are in a desperate situation, whatever. I understand that too. It happens. I mean, it happens, right? If you need fucking cash, if you're in a situation where it's like
Sweet
almost
Anita.
life. Who?
Sweet Anita. Got it.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a chick with it. Yeah,
She's beautiful, by the way.
yeah, and she's hilarious because
She's absolutely funny.
yeah, and she has Tourette's, but she lives her life
dude.
like
So
like
fucking
not even like giving a shit about it. Right?
No,
But
she
it's-
goes
and
with it. It's
and
really
she's
funny.
hilarious, right? It's so funny to watch her sometimes.
Go subscribe to her.
Yeah, but it's like you get in these like not life or death situations, but almost like these like I'm fucked next month because I can't pay my bills and I
Right.
need to do something to bring in the cash.
Right.
They're gonna do the thing that they've seen literally, and it's been skyrocketed all through last year. 2020 like was the epitome of this whole fucking OnlyFans shit.
Yeah.
Right? So many women fucking made money off it that it's mind blowing.
Yep.
And honest to fuck, who gives? Good for them. I'm not even like, I know what you girls are
Well,
doing.
that's what OnlyFans is for.
They're hustling.
At this point.
Yeah, right. It's low key porn, right? It's
Yeah,
for them to
pretty much
show
is.
their shit and for guys to fucking pay for it. Like, and that's their choice. If
And
they
guys
want,
like us who are smart enough to just Google it. We're not going to pay for that. Are you kidding me? Somebody's put it up. But I will,
the fuck
you know,
are you guys do?
but I will say this.
But yeah,
And again, you know, these girls. Again, I don't want to place all the blame on them because they're just playing the system that Twitch allows. However, the girls that I think do deserve a lot of blame and a lot of hate their direction, though, don't actually go and threaten them. Don't be a dickhead, but throw shade their way. Pokimane, huge bitch, okay, and Legendary Leah, another huge bitch. These two women, there's a lot more of them out there, but these two women are just like, oh my god, like what are they still doing on the platform? Pokimane doesn't deserve any of the fame that she has. Okay, I don't care how good at the game she is. Her personality does not fit a friendly human being, as far as I'm concerned. And then Legendary Leah is just a real mess. She gets hammered. I don't know if she still has a channel. Actually, I think they took it away from her this time. But she got hammered on stream all the time. She was the girl who talked about how children are supposed to die because they have cancer. It's like, oh, if they have cancer, they're meant to die. It's like,
well, Adam,
what
that's
the fuck?
Well, Adam, that's God's will. That's God's plan.
You don't believe in him.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's fucking dog shit.
Yeah, no, she was absolutely insane.
That's fucked up. That is.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would ever say that? That's
it's because she had a degree or something. I don't know. That bitch was nuts.
Oh, okay.
She was nuts.
Right. Okay. Well, I also have a degree, and
Same. I got 2 of them.
Yeah, and
yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
yeah,
that's where that went.
This has gone off the rails. Either way, I just thought I'd bring that up because it's one of the major reasons why I left Twitch in the first place is because they don't give a shit about any of their creators except the ones that make them a ton of money.
Because Adam doesn't actually hate women. That's
right,
that
too.
That's
I don't
the
actually
biggest
hate
takeaway.
women.
Okay.
You know, people seem to think I have this hatred towards women. The guys at work seem to think I have this hatred, and I don't. But it's bullshit. Twitch needs to either act up or stop. Get out. Just be done with it because people are going to stop coming to your platform. I may be a really small fish in a giant pond, but I'm hoping that some people will follow suit and just realize how shit Twitch is. You've been acquired by Amazon for the last 6 years or so now, I guess. I can't remember. You've increased your bitrate only twice, and neither of which is actually good enough for even 1080p 30 frames a second. And you don't give a fuck about upholding your rules. That's 3 strikes, man. I don't know what you're doing, but you guys suck. And I'm out. So I'm looking into a new platform. I'm not going to announce it on here because that's rude. But hopefully it works out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear.
Yep. I'll let you know after. I'm not going to do it on a podcast. That's not what this is about.
All right. Well, on that note,
so
we're gonna fucking wrap this up because we've been rambling forever.
Yeah. How long has it been?
Too goddamn long. I don't even know how long we've been recording.
Just under 2 hours. That's not bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it felt a lot longer than it
did.
actually
It
is.
did actually feel a lot longer.
But an hour 45. That's fine. I think that's a good comeback podcast. I was gonna say stream. This isn't a stream. But a good comeback podcast. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. So anything else? Are you pretty much good? I mean, there's still there's tons to talk about. I mean, yeah. But we don't have 5 hours, so we're gonna leave it there.
There's always so much to talk about, but yeah, basically we're back and we're gonna be doing this hopefully weekly. I'm not even gonna say that because
let's not put a schedule on it.
Something's gonna fucking come up, but we'll do
fishing season's coming up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's always fucking fishing season. My schedule's fucking all over the place.
I will be putting up more videos on the channel. There's still a lot of episodes that I need to put up. Whether or not they'll be the old format or I'll just put the Hotbar podcast logo as static image and just have it play on YouTube as an audio. I'll think about it. Probably it'll go that way. But I also have to put up the adventure we had going to Omegang. I did not put that up, and I still have all the footage, so we'll put that up. I would love to do more trips to breweries to get tours and stuff, but there's not that many that actually do tours. Really?
Not really.
So it's going to be kind of hard, but we'll try and mix in this whole idea of, beer and video games and maybe not even just beer. We both also enjoy liquor as well, and so we'll try and incorporate that more into the channel and hopefully we can garner some following. But other than that, be on the lookout for all the other episodes and of course the famously unreleased Siva episode that will be going up with this. And I hope you guys enjoy that one too. Siva is a good friend of Dimitri's, and I think he's a great guy. He's very funny, and he added a lot to that episode, so I'm ashamed to not have put it up. And hopefully he didn't notice.
He didn't.
He didn't. So there you go.
I don't even fucking remember it. He probably doesn't either. So
then it'll be fun for all of us because I don't remember what happened on that episode either.
Exactly.
I just know I didn't put it up, and I'm sorry, Siva. But that's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you guys have anything you'd like us to talk about, please let us know in the comments. I know for a fact now SoundCloud has comments. Leave it in the comments below here on YouTube. Get subscribed if you haven't. Leave a like if you liked this episode. If you disliked it, that's fine. leave a comment on why you disliked it or why you disagree with anything and everything that we may have talked about on this episode today. But
and we won't change. So
no, I mean, we're still going to talk about things that either we want to talk about or you want to talk about. Just let us know in the comments down below. But until next time, I'm Adam Wolf. He's Dmitry Setchikov, and we will see you guys in the next one.
I like Lightning McQueen.